Alright, so 2010 Ford F150, 5.4 liter. We're looking at the location to get the top starter bolt. I already have mine taken out at this point, but it's just to show you what you need to do to get to it, what I had to do at least to get to it. If you can, there's a more creative way, by all means, but I just wanted to show this example. Because this is the only way I could get the correct angle on it to get like a 9, to come at it straight on, to have the head on the bolt. So I had to come through underneath the exhaust. It's super tight. Look, there's only this much room. So when I show it to you, there will only be so much room while I'm holding the camera. But I'm about to show you the location of it, because half of my battle was finding the thing, because it's definitely not an eyesight. So cranking my head to the right by the tire, that's exactly where the bolt is. That's the threading, because I already got the head of the bolt, out, but that's essentially where you want to get your socket on. There's the top of the starter, which we're going to use to line up later. And then here's the arsenal of goods you're going to need. Essentially 6-inch, 10-inch, 3-inch wobble socket, 1-inch PB blaster, and a 13mm breaker bar. 3/8 ratchet is what I used. I don't know if you can get a fatter one in there. You kind of make this assembly, putting the 3-inch on the 10-inch on the 6-inch. That'll make the length you need to get something. And then building the wobble socket assembly. Wobble socket, and then on the end of the wobble socket before the 13mm, put the 1-inch extension, because that's going to give you the extra length you need at that angle to come straight on the head of the bolt. Use a brake, but I PB blasted the living heck out of it and let it sit for a couple days, because I mean, you can see my truck's rusty, so that bolt was not an exception. So I needed the PB blaster a couple days to sit on it and let it so before I could break it out. But here's where you basically want it to come at this angle right here. It's really difficult for me to do while I'm holding the camera, but basically sticking your extension in there and then finagling a way to use the top of the starter to create your line towards the bolt. Once you get it laying in a right angle position, that's when you're going to come at the head of the bolt. So it's hard to do, it's a tight space. I'm sure you'll have this many attempts and more so you're going to need patience, lots of patience, like I. But basically this angle is exactly what you want to come at the head of the bolt, and that's what gave me the victory. Definitely needed to let it sit with PB blaster, and then broke it with the breaker bar as well. Thanks.